Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the key of being successful. So for some people that's already very successful, they already know what to do and how to get there, but I'm sure there's still a lot of young people out there, especially the ones that just graduated college, that they're still trying to make their way out there. And so, based on my experience, number one key to be successful is hard work. So, hard work is really number one key to be successful, because if you're being lazy out there, so who wants to hire you, right? I mean, employer would notice you right away if you work really hard, and but if you're lazy, obviously employer don't really want to retain those kind of employee. And then second, perseverance. So perseverance and hard work really goes well together, because without perseverance, you tend to have no patience, and when things get tough, you would just quit right away. So perseverance would be a good quality to have. And then, of course, professionalism as well. So professionalism really goes a long way. Um, Professionalism, you could, just the way you talk, and just the way how you handle yourself, how you handle other people, being punctual, especially when you're going to your job interview. You always want to create a good impression. So if you're being late, that's not a good impression, right? Going to an interview, you probably lose your chance of being hired right away if you're not punctual. And then also, when you're going to work, you need to dress accordingly. You can't be just going to work and looking like you just roll out of bed. You got to have a good grooming practice too. So I'm not trying to say that you need to dress up to the T and you need to like buy all kinds of expensive outfit. That's not what I'm talking about. But I guess some of you already have an idea of what I'm talking about. Please don't go to work and just looking like, you really it just shows that you're not even interested of going to work. So I always believe on dress for success. I always try to dress up myself. And then also, you just need to show professionalism when dealing with customers. That's very, very important. First impression when they walk in, especially if you're out there on the lobby, if you're the first person that they're going to have contact with and you represent a company, please be professional in every way, the way you can. I always believe in professionalism. And then also, when there's a lot of information out there that you know that you're not supposed to share those information, especially like confidential information. You need to keep that to yourself. Do not share that, and especially when there's a coworker also that's venting out, maybe against their other coworker, or your boss. You just don't really know. So don't share this information also, because obviously they trust you, right? So if you're being trustworthy also, that's a good character to have, because employer tend to look at that as good qualities, and also key to being promoted, especially if you're doing what you're supposed to do, even if your boss is looking or not, and but you're doing your job. So that's also a good key for promotion, leading you to have a successful career. And then you need to be willing to improve yourself as well. Whenever you have a review at work, take that constructive criticism. Don't be upset if your boss is telling you that there's some areas that you may need to improve. Uh, so be it. Accept that as constructive criticism. Don't be upset about it. Take that in a positive way and find a way to improve yourself. Could be you may be taking some classes just to gain more skills out there, and then also be committed with what you do. Don't be a quitter. You just need to commit with what you do, unless if situations really becoming to be unbearable and your health is being affected, your married life is being affected, then maybe there's a reason where maybe it's time for you to walk away, quit, or whatever. But aside from that, if you have a good job and you're happy with what you're doing, uh, be committed to what you're doing, because that's very very important as well. Like, what do I mean with that? So used to be, I had this job that the workload is just very phenomenal. Since I love that job, I mean, I want to be committed to it, so I always do more than what I'm being asked. For example, my working hours was from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. But when 3 p.m. comes, I know that there's still a lot of things that needs to be done. So you may want to stay after office hours. A lot of times I stayed working till 5 o'clock, and then sometimes it's also hard to get things done at work because there's a lot of interruptions, maybe. So I ended up going home and taking my work with me. And to some people that might not be a good advice, but to some, if you want to get ahead, that might be a good thing to do too. So just be committed with what you're doing. So then also, you need to watch how you conduct yourself, especially at work. You can't be acting like trashy, because again, you never know who's watching. And a lot of times, you can't be promoted if you're acting trashy, because, um, you know, how are you gonna lead your people if your people don't have any respect on you? So you know you got to make that good impression, especially at work. And then even when you're at home, you need to make sure that you refrain yourself from posting all kinds of trash content out there on social media, because a lot of times too, you never know who's watching your post, right? So you got to watch what you're doing, especially on social media. And then of course, you need to learn how to budget your income, because you can get ahead by doing that. When you know how to budget your money, you will have some money to set aside, maybe to go on vacation or to buy these other things that you've been wanting to buy, and even better, if you know how to invest your money, that's even better, because my husband and I, for instance, we try to invest towards retirement, because we know that sooner or later that retirement will come, and we don't want to be pitiful. We want to enjoy our retirement. I get so sad when I go to the stores and I see all this, people that they're supposed to retire, but yet they're still working, because they can't afford to retire. To some people, there might be other people there that's working because, they're bored and they enjoy working, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for those people that really want to retire but they can't retire because they didn't set aside, they didn't invest money, yeah, so that's very sad, and you really don't want to be in that situation. My husband always, he's a good person when it comes to budget. He's very very good with that. And we also invest like our 401k or IRA, and even invest on stocks too. And invest on real estate as well, because stocks, it could fluctuate, it could go up, then but it could also go down, especially on recession time. So investing on real estate might not be a bad idea, because The real estate will never rot. It's always there, and price always go up, right? So then, of course, live with your means. Because if you live with your means, you also would get ahead in life. Do not overspend. Do not overspend your income, or over spend out there, accumulate in debt, especially if you don't make that tons of money. And even if you make good money, it's always good to have a budget and look out with your spending. You need to manage your finances well, because a lot of people, when they don't know how to manage their finances, uh, they ended up in demise. A lot of, even those celebrities out there, big celebrities, ended up in bankruptcy because they did not manage their finances well. They did not invest because they think, oh, okay, there's always going to be money because I'm a big star. But what happens when they get old? They don't have projects anymore, right? So we need to kind of like celebrities or no celebrities, whether you're making good income or just average, it's still good to look out on investment. And then last but not least, if you're able to find another source of income, even if you're working, if you can find another source of income, why not, right? I mean, it would be really good if you have additional income, because that would really help you out in the long run. And also, when making decision, you need to make sure that you think it through. Don't make decision when you're emotional, because sometimes when we make that decision, we ended up regretting that decision, and we really don't want to be in that position. Okay, so hopefully this video is being helpful to you guys and useful. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys soon.